Hello, 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 everyone. Good to see you guys. Hey, Sherry. All right. You number one in here tonight, girlfriend. I hope you got my Facebook message. Hey, girl. I don't know. I don't know. Let me go and take a look. See, I could go over here real quick. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, I appreciate this. Wow. Absolutely. Oh, girlfriend, I did get your message. That I did. Oh, wow. Yeah, I got your message. Absolutely. I got your message. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Absolutely. Um, I really do. And Linda, you are number two in here tonight. All right. And Ruby, number three. And Bridget, you are number four. Hello, PG. Much love for you and little man, too. God bless you both. Oh, I appreciate that, girlfriend. God bless you and yours. Good to see you guys in here. Hey, Kaylee. Chocolate covered pickles. How you doing tonight? Good to see you. PG's little girl, Summer's angel. How you doing? Oh, that is beautiful, girlfriend. Absolutely prayers for Summer Moon Utah Wells. Amen. Oh, I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate you saying that, Sherry. I really do. Hey, Miss Justice, how you doing? Good to see you, girl. Good to see you. Hey, PG. Hey, Linda. Lisa. Let me get on down through here. See who else. See who else we got in the chat tonight. That's good to see all of you guys. Hey, Anna. I tell her every time, I love your name. I love your name. It is beautiful, beautiful. Jane and Kathy, good to see all of you guys. There's C. Patty Ponytail says PG Mods chat. Happy Monday. Amen. I'm going to tell you, every day's a good day, right? Every day God gives us. That's a good day. Absolutely. Hey, Lisa. Hello, hello, hello to you. Good to see you in here. Hillbilly, Ruby. Oh, that is beautiful, Anna. Absolutely beautiful. Spread the love. There you are, girl. Hello, PG, and all the beautiful people. Hello to you. Hello to you, sweetie. All right. I'm at the bottom. I'm at the bottom. Hey, Lynn. Says, hi, everyone. Hello, hello, hello to you. Aw, thank you, PG. Thank you, girlfriend. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. We all love you, Summer Moon, Utah Wells. Amen. Right, Hillbilly. Absolutely. absolutely. I agree. I agree. And you know, we're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about that, girlfriend. Um, I tell you, uh, I'm kind of fed up. I'm kind of fed up with these monsters, you know, on the hill. I'm fed up with the monsters, you know, in Indiana. I'm fed up with the monsters in the true crime YouTube community that want to go sideways at all the righteous people because they're just evil as hell. Kind of fed up with all of it, right? And I'm mostly fed up with liars. I'm mostly fed up with these people who dance around, right? That want to dance around. And the truth. They dance around the truth, right? That's what they want to do. And they sit there and try to, you know, I guess, you know, it's very important in this life to know the devil's old tricks, to know his new tricks. It's very, you know, you got to stay outdated and updated. Right? When you're playing with when you're playing with the devil and his advocates, you know, you gotta always be one step ahead, right? And the only way to stay ahead is, you know, to keep up with Jesus and God Almighty as much as possible. But you know, if you don't walk with Jesus and follow his Father God, then you know you're gonna fall behind and evil's gonna catch up to you. So you got to stay ahead of it all, and that's the way you do it. But the thing is the devil's old tricks. The old tricks was to twist people's words, right? They wanted to twist people's words. I mean, if you want to go back the old way, the devil manipulated people. You know, he was manipulating people with lies until people caught on to liars. He manipulated people, you know, with you know, subduing them, you know, in other ways, you know, short dresses, things like that, buttered up tongue. You know, this is like ancient. This is like old tricks, you know, before people really, you know, got hip to all the old stuff, and you know, and then it has to, and they try to still use the devil's old ancient stuff, but you know, along with the other stuff, and then with the new stuff, you know, and they think they put it all together. You know, they're a win-win, you know, evil piece of shit. But like the old saying is, you know, you could fool some of the people some of the time, but you ain't gonna fool all the people all the time, right? And there's a lot of truth to that, because somebody's gonna see through your ass. And so with that being said, you know, it produced up to, you know, twisting people's words. And people, they knew exactly what you said, but they wanted to phrase it to say what they wanted you to say instead of what you actually did say. And, you know, and they got away with it. They got away with it till people got completely fed up, right? I'm going to tell you, it takes God's children a while to get their belly full of bullshit, right? God's children will sit there. and and turn the other cheek. They'll let you play your little fucking game before they stand fast and put your ass in your place. However they have to do it, they're going to put your ass in your place, and they will win because they got God on their side. So evil hasn't got a chance in hell standing up against one of God's children when one of God's children's fed up with taking their shit. Trust and believe me. So, they stopped that. They stopped that because it was about to get more than a tongue lashing, right? It was about to get more than a tongue lashing from people sick of their shit. So they backed off of that one because nobody wanted to hear their stupidity any longer. And, and people started standing on their word, and they started telling these people, don't put words in my mouth. Don't twist my words to have what you want them to say, bitch, when you understood what I said. And when you start standing up to evil, it backs down. Why? Because evil's a coward. They do a lot of dirty stuff to you, but they're so scared to death to have it done to them. And they do it to you. Why? Because they can. Because they can. And it's up to you to say, no, you can't. You ain't going to. Hell no. Right? It ain't about you coming through me. It's beep, beep, beep. Your ass will be the one backing up, not mine. So, with that being said, they've got new stuff now where, they want to focus on what they didn't do righteously, but say that was the very reason that, that they backed up and they back out of things when it was totally something else. That, that's one of their new things is to use whatever, has been brought to the light as the reason. In the dark, they separate it from something. And it's total bullshit. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to listen to that either. I'm not going to listen to that BS as well. Now, I came out here tonight to discuss something real quick. Then I'm going to get to Donald. I'm going to get to Donald Wells and why I don't know why he's doing what he's doing, but he's doing it. And it ain't the first time he did it. But I want to first talk.
One. It's a form used when DCS has made a finding substantial.
First, I want to talk about paper 1 and paper 2. Right? I want to talk about paper 1 and paper 2. Now, I want to talk about all this trash talk PG has been, happened to hear and happened to endure over doing what was righteous in the sight of God and in the sight of all you people out here that deserves to know the truth so you can keep yourself and your children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren safe. Now, I've caught a lot of flack on it, but everyone has a right to know when there is an SAer in the midst of them, because SAers are very messed up, mentally disturbed human beings, very evil. Anyone that would violate a child in that way is definitely dangerous, right? Very dangerous, very evil, and is not to be trusted. They are not to be trusted for not even a second, not 1 second around a child. We all know this, and there is no cure. There's no cure for these people, right? They do what they do, and they are just like mentally freaking damaged, right? They're mentally freaking damaged. And there's nothing, that anyone can say or do to fix it. Now I'm going to tell you what, there was a lot of people. Candace Wells was sucking in a lot of people, right? She was sucking in a whole lot of people, women that had children and grandchildren, and they was all keeping their eye on Dawn, but they didn't know to keep their eye on Candace, right? Like Candace said when she was with Kathy the friend, she was sleeping in Kathy the friend's daughter's room. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember that, because I do. She said she's going outside to talk to everybody on a live because she didn't want to wake up the little girl she was sleeping with at Kathy the friend's house in the bedroom. Well, I bet if Kathy the friend would have saw that paper before Candace came around, she wouldn't have had Candace in a bedroom with her daughter, right? Put a 2 if you agree. She would not have let Candace be in a bedroom with her child. Absolutely not. I mean, no mother in her right damn mind would have allowed that. But see, that paperwork was hiding. That paperwork was it was there. That paperwork has been there since right after the boys got took. If you remember, right after the boys got took, they were asking the judge not to send them back, that they don't want to go back. If we can't see the judge, can we write letters? Please don't send us back there. They didn't want to come home. Well, now we know why. But see, that information and that paper was there back then. We just didn't see it. We just didn't know it. And a lot of people, say, well, innocent till proven guilty. I'm going to tell you something. If someone's accused of something, I'm going to say guilty till they prove their ass innocent. And I'm going to be on guard. I'm going to be on guard until that person is proven innocent. And if they can't prove themselves innocent, then I don't want them around me. I don't trust them. If someone isn't willing to fight for their innocence, I don't want them near me, and I don't want them around me. Okay? Because that tells me they're probably fucking guilty. They're probably guilty. And I'm not going to risk myself, nor my family, or my friends, my community or neighbors to some freaking weirdo people like this. Right? That's just how I think. And in this world today, that's how everyone needs to think. Because if you say innocent till proven guilty, you might have a Candace in your midst. And it's too late when something happens. You can't. The judge don't want to hear, I didn't know. Ignorance is no excuse in the eyes of the law. Okay? And the judge will have no problem telling you that. They'll look right at you and say, listen, stupidity is not an excuse in the sight of the law. I don't want to hear you didn't know. You should have known. Do you got a gut? Do you got ears? Do you have eyeballs? Was you able to see and understand and know what was going on in this situation, but yet you put your guard down? And you want to stand here in front of me and say, oh, I didn't know. Innocent till proven guilty. That's the way the law needs to be, and that's what I stand for. The judge is going to look at you and shake his head. Right? Just look at you and shake your head. Like, if it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it walks like a duck, it's probably a fucking duck. Right? You should have been on guard. If someone, if there is reason for suspicion, be suspicious. And I think an innocent 5-year-old little girl disappearing with parents that were doing nothing to find her seemed to be, shaking in their shoes that people were going to figure out exactly what happened, and was trying to bullshit everybody, gaslight everybody, throw every other person around them, every neighbor, every friend, even family members under a bus to keep the focus off themselves while they're doing nothing to find their child. They start hollering abduction before they even start to look for her and understand that she's truly gone instead of right there somewhere just hiding or lost. Well, that should have opened your eyes up to, hey, there's something seriously wrong here. And when you have law enforcement themselves coming out and saying abduction, I'm sorry, but there's no signs of abduction. No signs whatsoever. I mean, we believe the child might have wandered off. But once we figured out even that didn't happen, we pretty much understood this is all foul play. And the evidence got so destroyed because we dropped the ball. We truly didn't think that someone would do something so evil to a child. And we truly believe that the child probably wandered off. I mean, we don't expect parents to be doing this kind of evilness to a 5-year-old child. Nobody wants to believe that. I mean, we're backwooted people who might do a lot of things, but we don't hurt children. So we're out there looking like a doctor. A doctor looks for logical reasons as to why someone ain't feeling well, or why someone, is sick. They're looking for logical explanations. They're not looking for, some crazy human being. They're not looking for some girlfriend or some boyfriend or some husband, or, they're not looking for somebody that might have stuck something in the cocoa, right? That's the last thing they think about. And it's a special test to figure out if something got stuck in the cocoa. And that's why all of this is happening. And most of the time they don't order that test because they look for logical explanations. Nobody wants to believe you got sick, evil human beings out here that will actually, do something to someone else's food or drinks or whatever. But they do it all the time. Right? They do it all the time. You've got coworkers. You got coworkers that take people's lunches and do, in a refrigerator that gets it out and does things that should not be done. You have some coworkers that get it out and eat it. You have all kinds of weird stuff in this world. Some people, like there was a couple college girls, right? They were all living inside of a house. And the one college girl was feeling sick. She wasn't feeling right. She puts a camera in the kitchen, right at the refrigerator, because, when you share a house like that, you put your name on your milk and your stuff, and the other person puts their name on their stuff, and the other person puts their name on their stuff, so that they know what's theirs and what isn't. And she puts a camera right on the refrigerator, and one of the girls that lived there with them comes in, opens the refrigerator, takes out this particular girl's food, tampers with it, puts it back in the refrigerator. Yeah. And that's how she found out why she was sick. But she was smart enough. She was smart enough to know that the sickness wasn't normal and somebody must be doing something. And that's why she put surveillance on that refrigerator, right? She was smart. And the girl got in a lot of trouble. She got in a lot of trouble for what she did, as she should. She got time in jail. That's attempted unliving, causing bodily harm to another human being. There's all kinds of charges. So, she got what she deserved. You don't do that kind of stuff. And the girl couldn't think of one thing she had done to this girl to even cause her to do what she done. The girl was just jealous of her. She was just jealous that, she was pretty. Well, she felt she was prettier. She felt that, she had more going for her. She felt like things were easier for her than it was for for herself. And she, and she used all of these things that she thought in her jealousy to think it was okay to hurt someone else, in that particular way. Well, it's not. It's not okay. As sick, there's something mentally fucking wrong with you if you're going around hurting other people out of any type of thoughts whatsoever. That particular girl wanted to be her friend, thought she was her friend, only to find out she had no friend at all. It goes to show you that people can act like they like you and they're deceiving you. And Candace and Dom Wells, Grandis, they are fucking masters at it, right? They have got it down to a science, how to manipulate people, how to make people feel wanted and appreciated and cared about, so they could use them up, abuse the hell out of them, suck them in, and destroy their lives any way they possibly can. And then act like it was that person's fault that they turned on them like a snake. No, Don and Candace had turned on you like a snake the minute they fucking met you. You just didn't see the viper until it rolled you off the hill. They have a way of poisoning people up a little bit at a time, right? They don't put their fangs in you and let it all out at once. They like to do it slowly. And they like to do it with a smile on their face and get a real laugh because you've got a smile on your face too. They're the most evil kind of pieces of shit. And I can't express that enough. I don't even think there is any words on the face of this earth that can explain to you how evil these people are. Because the human mind is not equipped to handle the understanding of how or why these human beings are like they are. You won't ever understand it. You'll just know they are. That's all your mind can perceive. But anyway, I'm going to show you one of these people who, you know, who met the snakes and loved the snakes and petted the snakes while they had their fangs in them and slowly releasing what snakes are full of. Right? I'm going to show you a person that didn't understand until, you know, until the fangs were pulled out and they were rolled off the heel, that they had just gotten fucked up in every way possible. Right? In every way possible. That they couldn't understand. So let me explain it. Right here. Madam, you know, don't you hate it when people steal your style? Yeah, I do too. And she did. Was respecting the boys. The moment I found out about this in August 2024, I never had anything else to do with them. They knew they were no longer allowed at our properties. We never had a summer day after I found out, in my opinion. I was doing the right thing for the boys. I'll stand and I'll stand 10 toes down on that forever. Well, I hope you stand with 10 toes fucking down because you look really fucking weird with them any other way, right? You look really fucking weird if you had them any other way, Nana, right? Anyway. No, you wasn't looking out for the boys. Like you said, the moment I found out about it was August of 2024. But you knew there was going to be other gatherings. You knew that there was going to be tree lightings. You knew there was going to be other vigils, other get-togethers. And you knew that there was going to be people coming there who trusted Candace. And you knew they were going to be bringing children. And you did not give a damn about anyone knowing but yourself. You did not whisper it to someone else so they could grab their kids and leave. Or at least keep a damn good eye on them. No. You let them bring those kids and you let Candace talk to their kids and affiliate herself with their kids and maybe even ask questions about what school do you go to? How old are you? What's your name? Who's your teacher? You don't know what Candace was asking. You don't know what Candace was saying to any of these children. You didn't give a fuck. You wasn't out to protect them. Don't tell me how you cared about the boys because the boys are already protected. It's everybody else that wasn't. And you didn't give a fuck about that. And as you said, you knew. August 2024. Let me tell you something. If I knew August 2024, everyone out here would have knew. Everyone would have knew to keep their children safe, their grandchildren safe. That Candace was not safe. And neither was Don Wells. We already knew Don. But Candace was just as unsafe as him. You're a liar. Because you was at the lighting. You was at one of those get-togethers after that, holding hands with everybody and doing your bullshit. Yes, you were. You were still going up there, hanging up stuff. You were going up there putting pictures, going up there hanging stuff. The reason that you're pissed off and the reason that you're now trying to say that it was because of what PG brought out. Oh, I knew in the dark, and that's why I didn't have nothing to do with them in the dark. And the reason I didn't say anything was because I felt it was protecting the boys who are already protected, but no one else is. No. The reason you are pissed about them is because you were still going up there. You were still wanting to hang around with them. You were still wanting to be friends with them. You were still wanting to smell that nasty, dirty, low-life freaking, no wiping their backside because they couldn't flush it anyway. Stench. It must have turned you on. I don't know. But that's why you kept that dirty, dark, damn secret in the dark. Because you were not done with them, and you still felt they wasn't done with you. Until Don came down there, tearing all your crap up, slinging all your stuff all over the place. And then you still didn't bring the dirty, dark secret you knew out here for everyone else to know. You were still standing there hoping you could kiss backside with Candace. and be friends with Candace because you just loved being part of them for so long. Bitch, admit the truth. You were hooked. You were hooked in there, like Benny Keys, like White Boy, like freaking Cher, like all the rest of the freaks that felt like, you know, they got some kind of need to hang with these son of a bitches. Some need to hang with pure fucking evil, and you can't get over the fact they rolled your ass off the hill and did what they done to you. And you still held that dirty, dark secret and wasn't about to try to help anyone else stay safe from these evil bastards that you had been up there kissing backside with for so damn long. Even after you know. Even after you know. So don't come out here talking no crap about PG. Don't even do it. And you say, oh, PG has me blocked. No, bitch, I do not have you blocked, and I haven't ever had your ass blocked. And quit telling people I do, so you can try to talk shit about me. Matter of fact, it wasn't too long ago, you had your worthless self up here in this chat. Just a few months back, I remember seeing your ass. Put a 1 in the chat if Nana for Life didn't have her ass in here just not too long back. Talking crap right here in this chat, because I know she did. I saw her. So don't even try to come out here and say something to me. The minute I found out about this, I brought it to the table. I brought it out here to protect other people who these people were befriending that had children, that had no idea this paper existed. They had no idea Candace had these charges. They had no idea what they were taking their children around. You let people be gullible, and you allowed them to be getting got with information you knew could have helped them. And you kept it a secret because you really wanted to be in the presence of pure fucking evilness. Right? And you know I'm telling the damn truth. You know I am. Exactly, right, Smelly? Exactly. There you go, girlfriend. Absolutely. I'm glad you agree. Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. These people think, you know, these people like Nana ain't got no logical mind. And they sure to hell don't think we do. She thinks that she's all crafty and shit. She thinks she's all crafty. And she, you know, she can blow smoke up our backside. Well, I'm sorry to tell you. There ain't nobody around here, mother freaking, gonna lower the britches long enough for you to blow no smoke up their asses. Okay? There you go. Absolutely not. You can swallow that smoke and blow it out your own backside. Right? There you go. And I'm going to tell you, I don't come out here with nothing I ain't got proof of. Right? I ain't come out here with nothing. Right here, look. Right there. Oh, and don't think Nana's ass wasn't there. She was there knowing all his dirty secrets. And there was children there too. There was children there. Did she care about those children? No, she didn't care about those children. There was children there. Absolutely children. And I seen her ass sitting at the big round table when they had the Christmas party thing, where Robin was saying nobody needs brownies. You know, Summer don't need brownies or cupcakes, that you can go down the basement and take as many as you want, because where Summer's at, she don't need none. Yeah. Nana had her ass at the big round table with all the evil beans, while Don's driving around in the fucking parking lot trying to hide from the guy that he knows is inside there, demanding to know where Summer was, right? And Candace joined him shortly after. Even she took the hell out of there and didn't want to face that guy, because I think they faced that guy before, to be honest with you. I think they knew who that weird fucking weirdo was. That's just my opinion. I'll keep it. Oh, I'm going to tell you, they all signed the contract. They all put their signature on the freaking devil's contract, right? They put their signature on the mother freaking tickets to hell, right? Instead of ticket to heaven, they got the tickets to hell. Yeah. I mean, that's why they tell you, be careful what you sign. Be careful what you put your name on. You don't want to be signing nothing for nobody. If you know anything about the occult, you know better than to put your John Henry on anything. I'm going to tell you something. I know about occults, okay? I wished I didn't, but I do. And let me tell you about them. They will come and say, oh, you know, we're taking up a petition for this, or we're taking up a petition for that, and they'll get your damn signature. They'll, you know, if you're stupid enough to sign it, you don't understand what you just signed. You don't understand, right? You don't understand what they can do with it. Big mistake. Big mistake. Look at that. Look at that. And look at these people. Look at these people, how they, you know, want to get sandwiched up with the Wells. Two mother freaking number one suspects in their own daughter's missing case. Two people who was absolutely charged for essaying them children. It was substantiated, baby. Meaning there was plenty of mother freaking evidence to say, yes, it happened. No doubt in our mind. No doubt in our mind, it didn't happen. Physical and mental proof. But we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. But these people, see, they want to affiliate themselves with these people, but they didn't know. They didn't know about the paper. Look at the little girl's hand. Look right past Dom Wells' green shirt. The woman in purple. Look at the little child's hand she's holding right there. Do you see the child's hand in her hand? There was children there. There was children being subject to the Wells. To two humans charged because accusations was made, medical proof was gotten, and determined it was totally true. And they're standing around children. Why? Do you think these people here knew? Do you think these people here knew? I'm not sure, but that could be that Nana back there in the purple. I'm not sure. I'm not saying it is. It kind of looks like her from another photo I've seen. But they got a child there. And if that is that Nana, then she had every bit of knowledge about about the paper, about what they done, everything. She had all the knowledge. And she did not warn the person with that child, or if she was the one that brought the child. That goes to show you, she's even more dangerous because she brought a child after knowing to something, right? Right there. She didn't care about that child right there. She didn't care about that little child's hand. She didn't care about it being subject to these sick people who who seek and do bad things to children, right? She didn't care. Yeah, how can you affiliate yourself with trash like that? How can you stand there? I mean, like, that's just fucking sick. How can you stand there and act like you're fucking taking a picture with a movie star? And it's nothing but a couple evil trash bags. And you're all proud to be fucking sandwiched up with it and sniffing the mother freaking reekness of hell. Right? I don't know. I have no idea. Y'all, I gotta share my heart with y'all. The last few weeks have gotten to me. For Summer, the anniversary of her disappearance is just a little less than 2 months away. I realize I'm disposable to Candace, just like her children were. I told her this personally several times. I'm just sorry I gave her grace for 4 years. I'm disposable. She didn't fucking leave because of the knowledge she knew. Right there. I'm disposable. She left because they rolled her ass off the fucking hill, like Cam and Allie, like Benny Keys, like they did Cher, like they did, all the rest of those motherfuckers, right? They rolled her ass off the hill. She's lucky all she got was rolled, because Dee Dee wasn't that lucky, was she? Nana's angels wasn't that lucky, was she? Some of these people ain't that lucky. She's still crying. The tearing down of Summer's posters and signs and stuff. For Summer, Dee Dee's gift. Well, Nana, did you ever think, Nana for life? I don't want to say Nana, because we got Nana's angels who, didn't overly like PG, but I'm going to tell you something. At least she was for the children. At least she was bringing some real shit to the table, which I think was that paper. I really do believe it was that paper. And she's not here anymore. I think she knew what was going on, had proof it was going on, and was about to bring it out to help and save other people. But this lady right here, she knew, and she wasn't bringing nothing. She wanted to use the boys as an excuse to protect Don and Candace Wells. Put a 1 in the chat if you believe that is exactly why none of them came forth with that information. It's because they wanted to protect Don and Candace well so they could continue to hang with them, continue to be their little fucking friends, and continue on with being holding hands with pure evilness, because they're fucking evil too. Because really, they're fucking evil too, right? They're all fake, bunch of fake motherfuckers, man. A bunch of fake ass motherfuckers that just have, that don't have no friends and thinks they found one in Don and Candace. There's a lot of people out there that there's a lot of people in this world who feel insecure. They feel insecure and everything, about themselves and about their lives, and they feel insecure, like they can't make friends with just anybody. It has to be certain somebodies that they, that only certain somebodies like Don and Candace's accept them, right? They can't, they don't seem to be able to, just strike up conversations and be friends with everyone. They just ain't got it. Like some people can walk in anywhere and before they leave, they got friends. They know people, right? And people know them. And, they don't feel they have that. They feel that, it's because of maybe the way they look or the way they talk or the whatever. They're all insecure. So what they do is when they, somebody befriends them, they're all in. They're all in. Oh, I finally got a friend. I finally got someone to talk to. I finally got, all of this stuff. Let me tell you something. Be careful. When you start saying, who I have me instead of who will I have, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. You better keep your life. I don't care. I don't give a damn what you look like, and I don't give a damn, what's wrong with you, and I don't give a damn about anything going on inside or outside of, of you and your own brain. Let me tell you, God don't make mistakes tonight. Let me tell you tonight, God makes us all perfect. And let me tell you tonight that every person on the face of this earth has the right and the ability. You want friends? Do you want friends? I'll tell you how to get them. Tell yourself, who will I have? Instead of who will have me. That's what you need to do. Who will I have? No, I won't have these fucking weird ass essayers around me, but I will have good Christian people around me. No, I won't have lying, trashy ass, no good, low life pieces of crap in my life, but I will have honest, upstanding, hardworking folks around me. When you start choosing, well, that's when you start getting the good stuff in your life, not the bunch of hell and motherfucking anxiety that people like Don and Candace eventually will bring upon you. The only reason that you would even think of talking to them two son of a bitches is to get all the information you can for Summer's sake, to help find and bring her home. To talk to them for those three little boys' sake, so you can assure them that nothing that happened that day had anything to do with them at all. Even if your parents are trying to relay it and put it off on you. They want to put it off on you saying, oh, you were supposed to be watching. What did you do? Like you done something when you done nothing. You talk to them so you can help. So you can help others. Mother freaking see the light and what fucking evil they are and to stay the hell away from them. That's why you talk to them son of a bitches. You fucking use them and don't let them use you. I ain't your friend, bitches, but I'll act like your friend, just like you want to act like mine to get the information I want and I need for this child that's missing and her brothers that you so want to freaking blame shit on that ain't nothing to do with them. None of their fault whatsoever, right? I'll act like your damn friend so I can go out there and let people know that you're evil pieces of shit, exactly what you're up to, and they don't need to be supporting your ass. Because nobody should support evil. You're probably going to go to hell for it. I don't think I want to get to heaven and hear God say, you can't come in here. Why not? Because you were supporting evil instead of righteousness. You wanted to support these evil beings. You wanted to feel like you were doing something and be part of that. You was making all kinds of excuses when your mind, body, soul, and gut told you the truth. You wanted to deny it just so you could be in there and feel like you were something. Until they showed you weren't shit. And they used you up and they fucking abused you and they rolled your ass away. And you still wanted to support it even after that. You're attacking righteous people, hoping that they'll open the door and let you back in. And you think you're going to come in here? I don't think so. Only the righteous get through this door. And you wasn't supporting that. Right? Now I'm going to tell you, I don't support evilness. I'm too afraid of God to support some smelly ass, trashy ass, evil, essaying, back holler trash. I tell you that right now. There ain't nothing on the face of this earth. There is no human born. And his daddy's already been unlived. That I fear. But I fear God. That's the only one I fear. Because I'm going to tell you, that's who calls all the shots in PG's life. That's the one that controls my every second and every day. Nobody else. And I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't defying my God to befriend any evil piece of shit for any reason. I'm going to tell you, I think everybody in this world deserves the benefit of the doubt. Everyone in the world deserves some benefit of the doubt, because a lot of good people get accused of some evil shit that they don't do. I know, because I was getting accused of a lot of evil shit I know for a fact I wasn't doing. But I'm going to tell you what. The Wells were fucking doing it. They wasn't being accused of a damn thing that they didn't fucking do. Matter of fact, there's a whole hell of a lot that I bet we don't know that they could still be accused of and did. Just saying. But right here, proof that this woman that wants to run her mouth on PG she thinks she's going to use her fucking very minimal, right? Fake fucking nails come longer than her fucking use of psychology. But she thought that she was going to motherfucking, gaslight up and use what little bit of fucking psychology that she knows about to convince people how much she cared and was protecting the boys. No, bitch, you knew who you were protecting, and it wasn't the boys. The boys are already protected. They don't need your fucking protection, okay? Child Protective Services protected them. Child Protective Services protected them when they said, sign these kids over, we're prosecuting the fucking hell out of you, and your kids are going to be took anyway. And Don said, where's the pen? And him and Candace fought over it. Because both wanted to sign at the same time instead of going to prison. You didn't give a fuck about the boys. You gave a fuck about keeping that dirty, dark secret so you could stay in there and keep, brown tonguing the fucking Wells. That's what the fuck you were doing. And you know it. You fucking know it. Won't you just snap a picture of the fucking streak down your tongue? This right here, this is what she's pissed about. This is right here. Let me show you. Right there. She's pissed about this little stuff. She went up there and, and Don threw it all around and threw it, this is when Dee Dee did this. Nana for Life didn't do this. Dee Dee and her husband did all of this. They're the ones that made this beautiful. And Don and Candace let it go to hell, as you see. They let it go to hell. But this woman, I tell you how, my little stuff got thrown around. My little stuff got thrown around in different places because Don and Candace Donnie didn't respect it, threw it around, and Candace backed him up in what he was doing. And she can't be my friend anymore. And I'm so upset about that. This is Tim Mullins. Our DCS case has been dismissed. All options of abuse and neglect are dropped and unsustainable by judge's orders. According to Tennessee DCS, the Children's Services, we have not abused nor neglected our 3 sons. This is we, as in Don Wells. Take a look at that, and Don Wells has a paper too. Just like Candace's, the second paper, he showed his second. He didn't show his first paper like Candace did, but he showed his second paper. So that tells us he had a first paper as well that said, yes, he assaulted, sexual also. So, it is what it is. And this is, and at this point, if Summer's found today, she can come home. Summer ain't going to be found. Summer isn't going to be found. And Child Protective Services, law enforcement, everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Summer ain't going to be found to come home. She probably will get found. I'm not saying Summer ain't going to be found. But when she's found, Don and Candace going to prison. They don't want Summer found. Because if they find her, she's not going to be with us anymore. And she's going to show all the signs of what the fuck they've done to her. And she's going to be in a place that they know Don and Candace, had everything to do with putting her there. And that's my opinion. That's my opinion. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to tell you, their fucking track record tells us why, tells us what they were doing, and tells us exactly why that little girl had to be disposed of to keep their evil fucking asses from going to prison. I mean, we don't have to guess. It's the fucking truth. They know it. I know it. You know it. I will have to say, in my opinion, due to the fact law enforcement's just too fucking slow getting shit done. Right? Law enforcement don't seem to be able to protect anyone from anything. They don't seem to be able to fucking put real live criminals in prison anymore. They just let them run around and continue to fucking do the same thing that they do over and over and over again. But I just proved my point. This lady needs to shut her pie hole. She needs to shut her fucking pie hole. Keep PG's name off your fucking streaked up tongue. Your black twisted fucking tongue that you kept that dirty dark secret caged up in there. Because you just wanted to continue to be friends with pure evilness. Keep PG's name the fuck out of your evil mouth. Don't even talk about me. You fucking don't know me. You don't fucking know me. But you do fucking know that I'm better than you. Because I brought this shit to the light. And I brought it out here to protect mothers, grandmothers, innocent children and grandchildren, great-grandchildren. I brought it out here to protect everyone, not fucking someone. Okay? And that makes me a hell of a lot better than you. And I brought it out as soon as I knew it. Your ass knew it back in 2024. We're in 2026. Shame on you. Fucking shame on you. Don't ever talk shit about me. It's humans like you that make me sick. And that's the truth. That's the truth. And as for Tim Mullins, you're full of crap, dude. You're full of fucking crap. Let me tell you that right now. That's my opinion. I'm allowed to have it. This is America. America. I come from a military family, military background, and I'm going to let you know something. I was raised to respect all of those people who died so we could have all the freedoms that we have today. And unlike you, I don't go around trying to infringe on people's rights to their freedom. Tim Mullins. And I'm going to tell you another thing. God sees you. And hell is hot. Remember that. You remember that.
Paper 1. It's a form used when DCS has made a finding substantiated of abuse or neglect.
Now this is paper number 1 that said, everybody seen it, that said that Candace Bly was charged for essaying the 3 boys, right? Charged for essaying the 3 boys. It plainly stated substantiated evidence of abuse and or neglect.
And the person accused, the perpetrator, is being notified and given the option to challenge that decision. Key parts of your document: victims listed. Boys. Allegation: all 3 are marked as SA. Date of reports: April 30th, 2024. Perpetrator named Candace Bly. What substantiated means? This is the most important part. DCS is saying they believe there is enough evidence that the abuse did occur. This is not a criminal conviction, but it can still have serious consequences, like being placed on a child abuse registry.
And they should have been.
Affecting custody or parental rights, impacting employment, especially with children.
And they signed the kids over to avoid the prosecution. That's why they weren't.
It says the accused person acknowledges they were substantiated, meaning the boys' statements and medical evaluations proved SA. Paper 2.
There you go. Boom. Boom. They had enough evidence. They had enough of everything to confirm, yes, it was done. Yes, it was done. Now, listen to paper 2. Listen to paper 2, because that's the paper that Don and Candace wanted to bring out and show everybody. And that's what Tim Mullins is trying to gaslight you all with. He's trying to gaslight you up like this is, you know, some big time paper saying they didn't do anything and all of this shit. No. Take a listen to what this paper truly is.
Appears to be an official administrative legal document from the Tennessee Department of Children's Services, DCS. Here's what it is and what it means in plain terms. What happened? An appeal was filed April 28, 2025. The person named Candace Bly requested a hearing to challenge a DCS finding of child abuse or neglect. The appeal was withdrawn the same day.
Right there. Now listen. She found what White Boy and his wife did, and they must have did it before. They must have done it before and knew it wasn't going to get looked over and was going to get put through to be able to show a mother freaking bunch of false shit, a bunch of bullshit because nobody looked at it. What happened was the paper slipped through the cracks. Nobody looked at it, and it'll tell you that. What they did is they found, but right there, the appeal was withdrawn the same day. Now, listen to who it was withdrawn from. Listen who withdrew it.
The document says a notice of withdrawal and motion to dismiss was filed. That means the person who filed the appeal chose to stop the appeal process.
She fell for the appeal and then stopped it. And then reneged on it. Why? Because she was scared, because she knows it's the truth. She pulled it back immediately. You know, she knew if she would have went forth with it, well, she would have had, you know, she'd had to probably take a lie detector test. She probably would have been prosecuted. She probably would have been put on a register's list, possibly went to jail. So what she did is she pulled the appeal back. right? Yeah. There you go. Now listen to
Yes.
this.
Because of that, the case was dismissed.
The case got dismissed. The case of her fucking appeal that she unappealed got dismissed.
The appeal is considered moot, no longer active.
Yeah. It's considered mute. Just inactive. Just no longer active.
So the court/agency closed the appeal without deciding it. Meaning DCS or the court didn't ever look over anything because the boys were already signed over to the state and safe from ever being returned.
There you go. There you go.
Therefore they just closed the case, calling it no longer active, but it shows Candace was scared due to the fact Candace herself chose to stop the real go-to-court appeal process. Why? Why not proceed if you're not guilty? Paper 1.
Go.
It's a form used when
There you go. Layman's terms. Give PG a hand for doing my research. Give PG a hand for being way smarter than Tim Mullins. Big hand for PG. Big hand for PG. Pat on the back. Pat on the back, right? Hell yeah. Yeah. I want to tell you. No, Tim. You better get up a little fucking earlier. Go to bed a little later, right? Go to bed a little later. Because Summer's Army over here, we do our research, baby. We do our findings. It ain't hard. It ain't hard. It ain't like the 1800s where you got to go sit in a library all day, read a bunch of books. Everything's at the tip of your fingers now. You got any sense of awe, you'll know how to get access to it within seconds. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That paper ain't nothing but, they had to have because she pulled it back. Because she pulled, they had to have a reason to just shut it down. And that's the reason they used to just shut it down, because the boys were no longer an issue. They were already adopted out. They already signed over, adopted out. And the oldest boy, wasn't going back. He was, doing his own thing and in the halfway house or whatever they got him in, and like there was, there wasn't any, risk or anything, because there's no kids. There was nothing. They just used that to just shut it down as a reason to just shut it down. But it's still active. Right now it's inactive, but can become reactive. What I'm saying is, when the oldest boy gets out, when he turns 18 and he gets out into the real world, he can actually he could go to an attorney, say, I don't feel that I was properly represented as a child with everything that happened to me. I don't feel I got the justice that me and my brothers deserved, and I want my justice. He could go to the prosecutor's office and say, I want them re-prosecuted. I don't only want them prosecuted and get the justice that me and my brothers and sister deserved, but I want to be compensated. I want restitution for all the hell and misery and anxiety and all the shit me and my brothers and we got put through, including my sister before she disappeared. We want restitution. And the court will actually they won't prosecute on the other two boys' behalves until they become 18. But what they will do is prosecute on the oldest son's behalf. They'll take what Don has, and they will give him his share of restitution. They'll keep the other restitution for the two boys. When the two boys come out, if they want, justice as well on top of their brother's justice, then what would happen is, Don and Candace would end up serving time in jail simultaneously for each one of the boys as they become of age, right? And wanting the justice that they didn't get with the state representing them and making the decisions instead of allowing them to make their own because of their age. That's exactly what can happen. And Don and Candace know it, and so does Tim Mullins. He knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Absolutely. Why ain't Tim helping those boys? Why ain't Tim helping those boys get the justice they didn't get? Because the state was making the decisions instead of allowing them to make their own. Why ain't Tim helping them get the restitution that they could get from 110 Ben Hill Road? For everything, all the abuse and everything they went through in order to make their life a little better in the future. When they do age out of this process they're going through. Why ain't Tim doing that? Why ain't he helping the righteous instead of helping the number one suspects? Why is he helping evil instead of righteousness? Why is he sitting there, condoning and protecting and even threatening people up for people who used and abused and violently done children like this? Right? There's paperwork stating it was done, damn it. This isn't he said, she said. This is fucking fact. This is proof. This is what it is. So why does he demand to keep protecting evilness? You tell me. I don't know. Is he protecting it because he needs protection? I mean, we know Jody Sue and Andy. We know why Jody Sue and Andy is doing what they do, because they're in it. They're mixed up in all of this. Jody Sue told what Andy was over there doing so these children could be touched. We know now that children were being touched. Damn, there was charges. There was solid proof that they did this stuff. So we know exactly why Jody Sue and Andy. Jody Sue lied about a screen. We know that they're in it and they're looking to be protected. They're looking to be protected. What is Tim Mullins' problem? I mean, where the hell does he even come into all of this? Why is he in this? I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. That dude reminds me of Satan. He reminds me of Satan. When I see a picture of him, it's like you're looking at the devil. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. I don't think, personally, I don't think the devil's that ugly. That's just my opinion. I mean, I don't think Tim Mullen's good looking at all. I think he's, he's just an ugly old man. He looks like one of those, warlocks. One of those, he looks like Vincent Price, right? He looks like that dude that plays in them old movies that's always doing fucking evil. Only he wears glasses. I guess Vincent Price was getting 20/20 vision. He was getting something. He was getting something back for doing his evilness. At least able to see. Right? It looks like Tim ain't getting shit. He sure ain't getting better looking. Just saying. Yeah, I mean, this guy's fighting to get the boys back on that hill. And with the boys coming back on that hill, what does that mean? That means more kids will be on the hill, right? That means that all of this stuff could. Did you guys ever think that did Nana ever think for a minute, Nana for life? Did she ever think for 1 minute the reason Don is destroying all that stuff at the end of his property is because they can't bring people up there. They can't go out there and bring homeless people like Marlena Crawford and her brother that has children. At one time, Marlena Crawford and her brother, and they had kids. They had, Marlena had the little girl. The brother had some children. Him and his wife had some kids. What I'm saying is, and Don and Candace was pulling them up there on the hill, right? They were befriending them, pulling them up there on the hill to get to these kids because they had kids. They used their kids as an excuse to get to their kids. And then you hear all this vicious stuff that was going on with all of these kids, right? So here's my thing. How can they bring people up there? How could they go to soup kitchens and stuff and bring homeless people with? How can they restart what they've been doing for so long when they have all of this missing kid stuff at the end of the property? Have you ever think Don wants to get rid of that stuff so that these people, because if people come there and they see this kid's missing and they all of a sudden start looking into it, well, they're not going to bring their kids up there, right? Homeless or not, they're going to take their kids and go somewhere else. They're not going to trust Don and Candace because now they know, they know all of this information. So have you ever thought that, that Don's destroying all this stuff because he wants to start up? And I heard that they already was talking to some guy and a woman who had 3 kids living in a tent, maybe up on that property. I don't know. But I heard they was in a tent. And I heard the 3 kids have already been took by child services. And then all of a sudden, these people in a tent gets put into a trailer to try to get the kids back. But Child Protective Services said no. We're still not giving them back. So there must be something up with that. There must be something up with it. And these people affiliated themselves with the Wells just recently, to my understandings. While they still had the 3 kids, and the 3 kids were taken after they affiliated themselves with Don and Candace and them. And somebody is trying dang hard to try to get these kids back into the midst of these people. So I don't know. I have no idea. It sounds to me like these people might have had those kids up there on Ben Hill Road, and some shady shit was started going on, and Child Protective Services went, somebody told a neighbor, somebody told, they went in there, took those 3 kids out, possibly found some stuff like they did on the Wells boys, and they're not handing them kids back for any reason after that. So I don't know. Those parents gonna be lucky if they don't end up in prison for whatever reason those kids got took, if they're not being handed back. And I hear that Tim Mullins was, I suspected the Wells knew him before, long before the boy's missing. That's what I heard. He tries to say no, he didn't come into any of this until the kid, until after Summer was gone. But I don't think so. It don't seem that way. I mean, for one, Don and Candace trusted him too much. 2, when he was up on that hill, he looked like he was at home. He looked like he'd been there before. So I don't know. I got my suspicions. Hillbilly says, yes, PG, they knew each other a long time. I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt that. Just saying. I mean, you don't do everything Tim does. You don't do everything Tim's trying to do if you ain't got no gain. If there's nothing to gain, you don't do what he's doing. I mean, he's got a dog in this race somewhere. He's got some type of dog in this race. Just saying. And you heard what Shadow said. You heard what Shadow said about Tim. He said that Tim was the neck that turns Don and Candace's head. That's what Shadow said. Said, Tim, you're the neck that turns their heads. That means that Shadow knows that Tim has and holds something over the Wells. Right? Shadow knowed that there was some type of authority this guy's packing that controls Don and Candace. Basically, Don and Candace is his fucking puppets. They're his puppet on a string. He's mother freaking jiggling them around. They ain't jiggling him. He's jiggling them. So, what the hell is he? Is he, is he the fucking, is he the high warlock in all of this shit? I don't know. Oh yeah, there's something, there's something, you know, some reason that he's all in this. There's a reason. Hey, Italian Cookie, I appreciate that. All right. I got a super chat. There we go. PG, you packed a punch tonight. Right on for talking truth and calling people out. Amen, girl. Absolutely. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for, right? We're here for the missing. We're here for the victims. And if them sinister son of a bitches don't like it, well, you know, they know what they could do. They can get on their black robes and start kissing each other's backsides up there in the woods. All right. Throw on your black robe and start kissing each other's backsides for all I give a shit. You know, bunch of tongue-streaked bastards. I could care less. I'm going to call it like I see it. I'm going to call it like I see it. You know, I'm surprised Benny Keys wasn't calling it like he sees it. That dude's a sissy. That mother freaker, I'm going to tell you something. He's a hood rat. He ain't a fucking hood boy. He's a hood rat. That's exactly what he is. That dude's a coward. He's a coward. He's a backsliding, booty kissing, mother freaking coward. Okay, we'll do. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. That could very much be true. That could very much be true. No doubt in my mind. That could be very, very true. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, I like to see that. I like to see that picture. I like to see that picture. I didn't get no picture in my email. Um, I didn't get no picture. he don't change those clothes very often, does he? You don't change those clothes very often, you guys. But I'm going to tell you something. Let us not forget.
Yeah, man.
How many people are watching that right now?
I don't know how many people are watching.
Can't tell.
I can't
209
tell.
people. Hi.
209 people.
It's hardcore, bro.
It's hardcore, bro. He said.
Somebody's gonna come talk to you, okay?
Okay, what's
I
up?
don't really know all the details. I just came here to help them.
She knew what was up. She knew what was up because she was corresponding at this particular time in Arkansas at that hotel. Candace Bly started getting a hold of Lisa J. And she told Lisa J to call the police and have them come out here and check my room. And Lisa J said, I ain't going to do that. I don't want that leading back to me because Lisa J, Candace and Dawn and Lisa J had contacted a RSO. She had contacted an RSO, reached out to an RSO she knew at this particular time that she was corresponding with Candace. And Candace wanted her to call law enforcement to this hotel. And Lisa refused to do that because, you know, Candace and Donald were supposed to meet up with her at one of those soup kitchen places. And I'm sure they was bringing this mother and her 3 kids. This mother and 3 kids didn't know what they was about to get into. They trusted Dawn and Candace. They thought they were good people, you know, befriending them and so forth and so on around there. And this mother and 3 kids have been around there for a long time before Dawn and Candace ever showed up. And they didn't look like they were going to be going anywhere. They were homeless along with some other Latino cultured people around that particular hotel. And even the other ones, some of the other homeless ones said they don't know what happened to her. They've been looking for her too. They don't know where her and her kids went. And the hotel man, the one running the hotel, said that's who said that they've been around there a long, long time, and didn't look like, you know, they were surprised that she did disappear with them kids because she'd been around there for like ever and a day, along with some other homeless ones. And the other homeless ones said, yeah, she, you know, they ain't seen her. They wondered what was going down too. Anyhow, and when you have that kind of a situation, it's a little harder than just calling the police and reporting someone and their kids, you know, disappearing. You have to go through different channels in order to a special department in order to, you know, to have something like this looked into, because it's basically looking into illegal culture, you know, of people who have disappeared. So it's a different, you know, whole different ball game. Anyway, she wanted Lisa to call law enforcement, have them come and check her and Dawn's room. Now she's got this girl hiding upstairs. Candace and Dawn knows police are on the way. The girl's hiding up here with her children at the top of this, you know, upstairs building. And Candace is outside waiting because she already knows that Lisa is going to get someone, just, you know, but I know somebody it will, Lisa said. And Lisa goes ahead and she calls Pam, and she gets, you know, because she thinks she can get Pam to do the dirty work for her. So she calls Pam up and says, hey, I need you to call the police and send them to this hotel where Candace is at. And Pam says, I'm not going to do that. Right? I ain't going to do that. And Lisa's like, come on, Pam, do it. And Pam's like, no. Maybe the other girl they were hanging with will do it. And they contact the other girl that they were hanging with. Shoot, I should know her name, but it, you know, it's not in my head right now. She's usually in here. But they tell her to call, and she does. She actually calls and sends law enforcement there that night. And the law enforcement comes and Candace is already waiting on them. And she goes, because I believe that they were ready to get this. I think Lisa J, this RSO Lisa was in contact with Don and Candace. I think they were ready. They were ready to get this girl and her kids to disappear. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion. And they did disappear. They did disappear. Right after Don and Candace went to that soup kitchen, met up with Lisa J, the girl and her children were no longer seen around the hotel. I think they told her that they was going to a soup kitchen to get food. If she wanted a ride and go get some food too, they'd take her. And she put her kids, got in their vehicle with her children, and I believe she went with them to that soup kitchen and didn't ever come back. That's just my opinion of what happened. And I think Don and Candace, if somebody took note that if the police started poking around about this woman and kids being missing away from that hotel that had been there for so long, if they started poking around, Don and Candace wanted a police report showing that they did not have that woman nor her children in their hotel, right? They wanted the documentation. And Lisa helped them get it. That's just my opinion. But watch everything I said. You will see with your own eyes. Your own eyes. You're about to watch it.
I just got here first.
I just went up and got me some food out the lobby and come back.
Do you live here?
Yeah, I stay right here in this room right around the corner. My husband.
Do you see Candace keep looking up that stairs to make sure the girl and her kids are hiding? You see her? You see how she kept looking behind her while the cops talking? Let me back it up and you'll see what I'm talking about. Watch.
Somebody's gonna come talk to you, okay?
Okay, what's up?
I don't really know all the details. I just came here to help them. I just got here first.
I just went up and got me some food out the lobby and come back.
Do you live here?
Yeah, I stay right here in this room right around the corner. My husband's in there.
Somebody said something about you live here. You are here. You're from a YouTube channel, which
I'm from a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I don't know.
I hang out with YouTubers on live.
Okay.
She's also a personal friend.
151
This is
right
my
here.
personal friend.
Huh?
You have kids in there with you?
No.
No.
There's no kids. My husband's there sleeping.
Husband's in there?
Yeah, I mean, I can show you right now.
Okay.
Hold on,
Somebody's gonna come talk to you, okay?
Okay, what's up?
I don't really know all the details. I just came here to help them. I just got here first.
I just went up and got me some food out the lobby and come back.
Do you live here?
Yeah, man.
How many people are watching that right now?
I don't know how many people are watching.
Can't tell.
I can't
209
tell.
people. Hi.
209 people.
It's hardcore, bro.
It's hardcore, bro.
Somebody's gonna come talk to you, okay?
Okay, what's
I
up?
don't really know all the details. I just came here to help them. I just got here first.
I just went up and got me some food out the lobby and come back.
Do you live here?
Yeah, I stay right here in this room right around the corner. My husband's in there.
Somebody said something about you live here. You are here. You're from a YouTube channel, which
I'm from a
like
YouTube
you are.
channel.
Yeah, I don't know.
I hang out with YouTubers on live.
Okay.
She's also a personal friend.
151
This is
right
my
here.
personal friend.
Huh?
You have kids in there with you?
No.
No.
There's no kids. My husband's there sleeping.
Husband's in there?
Yeah, I mean, I can show you right now.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm gonna leave my food
Go
set
ahead,
right
go ahead.
there.
Just hang tight here, okay? Yeah, don't go in there yet.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't really know
Yeah, there's
what's going
something shady going on.
Someone told us about you possibly being in custody of kids that are not yours.
No, sir, you're wrong.
Okay. Well, that's what we're here to figure out.
I have no kids in my room. You can look.
There are no kids in there?
No, you can look.
Is it okay if I
No.
look?
Yeah, come on.
Give me one second.
Look, my husband's in there sleeping right now.
What's his name?
Donald Wills.
Okay.
Baby.
Hang out right here for me, Candace. Hang on.
Somebody's car.
Don't have no clothes on.
That's fine. Hey, man, get dressed and step out here for just a second.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we don't have no kids down here.
So,
We have grandkids that live on the opposite side of us,
Okay.
but they're not here with us.
Okay. Is it okay if I search the room?
Oh, I don't have no problem. As soon as he gets dressed, go
As
ahead.
soon as you get dressed?
Yeah, no problem.
You are aware that you are allowed to refuse, right?
Oh, yeah.
You can refuse.
I mean, but there's no kids in there, so, you
She ain't refusing because she's the one that had it set up.
know, why not? You know,
Perfect. I just got it.
Somebody from YouTube.
they're saying
called
we
the
got
cop.
kids in there that are not ours. That's what I just told them. Yeah, go look.
Okay. And you
Go for it.
You have the right. You have the right.
No, go ahead. You'll see toys for kids because they're grandkids, but there's no kids
When
in
was the
there.
last time your grandkids were over here?
This morning with their mom.
Okay, we gotta call,
Their mom lives here too. So.
No, I know. She spoke very little English. The mother spoke very little English. And she was Spanish. She was Spanish.
Yeah. It's cool, y'all. Don't worry. No sweat. No big deal. This happens all the time.
Latino speaking Spanish.
Huh?
What happens all the time?
YouTubers, they harass us, and they do that. The evil ones do.
Is it the same YouTubers every
It's
time?
probably JLR and all them.
Is it Jonathan?
Probably.
I think.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it. And I talked to you the other day.
You hear her trying to blame it on JLR when she knew who the fuck did it. She had Lisa J set it up to be done. She knew who did it.
Figured that
We have a channel, but I don't do
Police officer.
nothing with children on my channel.
I think it's
Yeah, we don't do none of that. I mean, I'm sitting over here drinking soda and talking to my friends.
Yeah, no, I understand. We just got a call and we gotta come check it out.
Yeah, there ain't no kids in there though.
All right.
I appreciate y'all. Sorry.
Okay. All right.
Sorry y'all had to come out. Y'all have a blessed night.
Y'all have a good night, okay?
You
That's
too.
such bullshit.
Instead of saying Daisy on it, maybe we should say YouTubers. It's
Yeah.
not looking at just one person, it's looking at everybody as a whole.
Yeah, there's a lot
Right there. Look. The girl knows the police are gone. She knows that the law's left. Now what?
of YouTubers that get their
Here she
livers
comes.
and knots.
Here she comes. There she is. You see Candace look up at her? See Candace stare up at her? She's wanting to know is it safe to come down.
These
Now watch. Watch as she passes Candace. Candace lets her know it's okay.
people behind you.
That's that one mama and her child.
No, not that one mama and her child. Is that mama with her 3 children, Candace. 3 children.
Is that the mama and the child?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Oh, you're fine, hon.
Oh, you're fine, hon. Police are gone. You can go back to the room now.
And she ain't got nowhere to sleep.
Mm-mm.
What's that baby?
Oh yeah, she does. In Candace and Dawn's room where they've been letting her stay.
Mm-mm.
Oh my God.
That's only one of the babies that you see. There's 3 of them.
Oh, that's just one of the babies. There's 3 of them. 2 other ones. 2 little boys. There you go. There you go. And that was set up. That was set up by Candace and Lisa J to have police there. And Candace knew they were coming. That's why she was outside. That's why she was on that live with Jinkies. It's because I think she might have even asked Jinkies to open a live so she could hang out. She wanted to make sure, she had all of this shit on documentation. Yeah. For somebody that did nothing, she sure wanted a lot of documentation, right? Just saying. Yeah. Even Justin was inquiring what happened. to the woman and her kids. Even Justin was, even Justin, I believe he hit me up through chat and told me, that he thought Don and Candace done something as well with this mother and kids, that he don't understand how they went missing. That he actually was inquiring about them as well. And they hadn't been seen. I wouldn't put it past them. I would not put it past them.
If there was some, and it's got to be a predator. Only a predator would come up here and take our daughter. This is not going to be somebody like, oh, I love you, Summer, and I just want to save you from a bad situation. 90% of the time, when someone takes a little girl or whatever,
I want to save you from a bad situation. They're not going to come up here and say, oh, Summer, I don't want to save you from a bad situation. Why would he say that? Why would someone say, I don't want to save you, I want to save you from a bad situation? He was admitting that place is a bad situation. He was admitting that Summer was in a bad environment, a bad way. Because somebody of a missing child isn't going to phrase anything like that. They're not going to say, oh, the person that took the child, didn't take her because, I want to save you from a bad situation. You wouldn't even think of that if you're home. If you had a good home and you didn't do anything to your kids, you didn't use them, abuse them, do anything bad to your children, you wouldn't even think to say something like that. Because they weren't in a bad situation. There was nothing bad going on. So you would not even think to make that type of statement. Making that type of statement really, really says something about the environment Summer was in and the acknowledgement that Don had that it was exactly that.
or even is for 90% of the time is because they're predators. So it's just not good. Somebody has hurt her, probably sexually, maybe beat the fuck out of her, probably killed her. Let's be realistic. This ain't gonna be good. And because of all the pressure and YouTube and the TV shows and everything else, they probably wanted to get rid of the evidence and they probably killed her. I mean, let's be realistic.
We are realistic. We are very realistic, Don. And we're also realistic enough to understand you're telling us exactly what happened to this little girl. Other. You know what really bothers me? That really does bother me? As sometimes Don keeps saying, Don Wells keeps saying, keeps mentioning hammers, and he keeps mentioning beat. Now we all know that sometimes you can think someone is unalived. Sometimes, like, with the drowning, you can think someone's unalived, and they're not. They're unconscious. There's still a faint pulse and faint. Sometimes, they're not completely gone, even though they're showing all the signs of it. They can still, by some miracle, resuscitate it, come back from it, maybe with a jolt, right? With a jolt. Like a lot of people, they'll grab a person out of a swimming pool, a child or something, and it's unconscious, it's already turning a different color, and they think that it's gone, they've lost it, and somebody will grab it, pick it up, try to run with it, and all of a sudden stuff will start coming out of his mouth, and and it'll start breathing, crying. And it's like a miracle, right? It's like a miracle. It was just by accident. As they grabbed it to run, they were pressing the stomach and jolting them so much that, it caused the water to come out and caused, the breath to come back normal the way it should have. And they start regaining their color and everything, even though, they still have to end up going to hospital and, getting oxygen and certain treatment and stuff. I'm just wondering, when Candace went down to Fred's and they were, because in my opinion, Summer didn't ever get out of the vehicle. In my opinion, they thought she was unalived for sure. My thing is, did they mistake it? And and something like he's talking about happened to be done down there? I don't know. I just don't like the fact that he stays consistent with beat. Put a 1 in the chat if that bothers you, because it has really bothered me, because usually when a person's staying consistent, it's truth. There's some truth to it. And he has said this on many different occasions, many different people's lives, many different ways. It's kind of concerning. It's kind of concerning to me. I mean, would they have done it? Would they have done it just to make sure? Just to make sure that somebody's unalived? Like some people, do extra stuff to make sure, the person is no longer, alive. They don't trust that they're not. So they'll do some extra stuff to just make sure. That they are. I don't know. some reason, I seem to feel that there's something to that, you know?
And one big question, what happened to Summer Wells?
She could be being tormented every day, tortured every day. She could be locked in a basement with chains. She could be going the rounds with drug dealers. There's all kinds of things, but there is a small bit of hope that she could be with possibly someone who cares about her. We don't know. We don't pay no attention to them because they have no idea. We can't go there because that's just a waste of time.
So you can say you had nothing to do with your daughter's
Yeah, I
disappearance?
absolutely can. A lot of times in our misery at night when we can't sleep, you know, we'd befriend somebody on Facebook and we'd talk.
Well, of course he can say absolutely not. The coward was hiding at work. He was hiding at work. Right? He feels he had nothing to do with it because he didn't carry it out. Right? Of course. I mean, if you get with some people and you make a plan and then you're somewhere else when it's all getting carried out, you had nothing, you know, you wasn't there. You can honestly feel good because you had nothing. You could say, I had nothing to do with it. And you could honestly say that because your ass was hiding somewhere else as for an alibi so that, you know, so you wouldn't be looked into or wouldn't be stared at or wouldn't be brought to the forefront. And you could honestly, you know, stand there and say, no, I didn't have anything to do with it. You know, that was all somebody else. They carried it out. I had nothing to do with that, right? Even though you knew it all, you wasn't, you know, you didn't do it. So, and I think that is what happened here.
Back and forth, and then they'd come out and say, where's your daughter? We know you had something to do with it. And it would just rip your heart out more than it's already ripped out.
Do you feel like you'll ever see?
It just rips your heart out when you're hiding down at Fred Hill's house the whole night while law enforcement's up there so they can't talk to you because you're shaking in your shoes and know that you know what happened because you planned it out weeks ahead of time. Your wife's at home hiding in the damn basement talking to Allison and Allison's mother and anyone else she could talk to with not one tear in her face because she's afraid to face law enforcement. She's afraid they could tell that she's guilty as fuck and she's lying like hell. So she's hiding from them just like you're hiding. Yeah, whatever. Because I'm going to tell you what, if anyone else's child was missing and they didn't know what happened and law enforcement was there, those parents are going to be right there, out there, every fucking second, seeing and watching everything being done. They're going to be lucky that they ain't got the parents trying to run into those damn woods, screaming and hollering, carrying on. Oh, hell no. Hell no. And they ain't no parents going to be talking to Fred Hill and and Allison's mother's on the fucking phone because them parents are going to be so broken down that they're going to think they're going to have to go to a hospital because their body ain't able to handle everything going on and the fact they can't find their child and it's going to be an overload for their fucking mind, body, soul, and nervous system. And they just ain't going to be able to do shit. They're going to be rendered useless, fucking useless, if they're not strong enough to fight like hell, to stay upright and keep reminding themselves the child's going to be found. Everything's going to be okay. I got to stick with this. I cannot melt down right now. I got to keep going for my child. I got to keep doing everything for my child. And if a person is too weak to stay strong, they're probably going to be hauled off in an ambulance and took to the hospital and probably medicated some, because the fucking overload is just too damn much. They're not going to be doing what Don and Candace were doing. You got to be a special kind of fucking evil to be doing what they was doing. And that was hiding from law enforcement instead of facing law enforcement and trying to find their child that they said was missing, which I don't think it was missing at all. I think they knew exactly where she was, everything that went down, and they were hiding them asses because they was afraid law enforcement could read their minds and would know they're guilty as hell and maybe arrest them and prosecute them up and put them in prison. They were scared. They did exactly what scared parents would have done. Not innocent parents. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with that statement, because I agree with myself.
Your daughter again?
Eventually. I don't know about in this life, but eventually, yeah.
There you go. There you go. He tells the lady this summer's unalived. Do you believe you'll see your daughter again? Yeah. Not in this life. Not in this life. But eventually, but not in this life. Right? And he's been saying that from day one. We'll see her in the resurrection. I believe I'll see her again, but not in this world. Eventually, but not here. Right? You don't know that. You don't know that. If you don't know what happened to your child, you can't say that. If your kid gets taken, you cannot say you won't ever see it again. You can't say that because you don't know. The only thing you can say is, I don't know. I hope so. I pray every day. I sure hope at some point, yes. You don't stand there and say what Don Wells says, like you're just fine with it. Like you're just fine with your child being online and not ever seeing it again. And then they asked, what would you like to happen to the person that would do such an evil thing? Because he was afraid. Don Wells was scared. Don Wells was scared that what comes out of his mouth, if Summer's found and if they're prosecuted, what came out of his mouth will be measured upon him, will be poured upon him. And that was another big red flag, is when he was scared to say what the evil person, what sentencing the evil person should get. That was a big red flag. Basically, what he's saying is, I'm going to say I want mercy. And he's afraid when he goes back to Candace, if he says, all this stuff that should happen to this evil person, Candace is going to be sitting there like, what the fuck? What the fuck, Donnie? If the truth comes out, your mouth is going to get everybody sentenced like that. They're going to play this clip in court. And that's what the judge and the jury is going to, going to give us. So he knew to go easy. Because if they happened to get prosecuted, he didn't want the sentencing that he would have wanted had they not been the ones to do it. That's my opinion. That's what I'm saying. Because an innocent parent would have been like, if whoever took the child has done anything evil to this child, I hope that the court system, I hope the law does everything, every act that they done to the child. And then I hope they do even more. And then fry them in a good old chair, right? The lethal stuff would be too easy, too good. I don't want to see that. I want them done the old-fashioned way, where they get to sit there for a while and think about what it's going to feel like when they hit hell. You want them to go to hell in pain, right? A regular innocent parent ain't going to have no mercy. They ain't going to have or show no mercy, because that's their 5-year-old innocent, blue-eyed, blonde-headed little girl who had a light inside of her that no building in the world could obtain. She needed to be outside in wide open space, because that's how much light and energy she had inside her little self. She really shined. A real bundle of little joy right there. That should have been the apple in mommy and daddy's eyes. And for somebody to do any type of evilness should have made them want that person totally and completely destroyed for what they done. That is like unforgivable evilness. And let me tell you now, we all know that Don Wells ain't no bona fide, let us forgive everybody Christian. This son of a bitch has sit up on that hill. Them two dirty son of a bitches has sit up on that hill and showed so much fucking hate to people who just tried to help them. that it's unbelievable. So they ain't no bona fide up, good Christian people that just wants to love and forgive everybody. They love nobody and they treat everybody like shit, right? Them two dirty freaking skanks don't even like one another. They just in it together and don't know and don't want to be alone. They stick together because they're used to working together. One ain't no good without the other. They're two evil fucks that feel like they have more power as two than one. But at some point, their asses is going to be a one. Their asses will end up being a fucking one. Especially with Don Wells' old fucking ass. Right? That dude has done more. He's done more. That old skin and bones to hell out. Between the alcohol and the illegal substances, his days are numbered anyway. Right? I mean, he's already fucking old. How old is he? I don't know. He's up there in his freaking 60s, 70s. And hell, Candace done wore it all out too. I think she's like half his age, and she's done wore it out. That bitch looks rough. I've seen women that's 60, 70, 80 years old that looks better than fucking Candace. Right? I've seen some old ass women who are they would put Candace to shame. They got a better body, a prettier face, and 10 times the energy. Candace looks like a big old sloth. You look at her and you could pretty much imagine how she wakes up. She sleeps all the time. Every time her eyes open, you could just imagine the sound coming out of her. Right? She reminds you of one of them hound dogs that lay around all day on somebody's porch, waiting for him to throw her a bone. She don't clean the house. She don't cook. She doesn't plant. She doesn't take out garbage. She doesn't fix nothing. She doesn't work a job. What the hell does she do? Could somebody tell me, what the fuck does she do? What does she do? Besides stand around. People in the graveyard are doing more than her. People in the graveyard pushing up fucking daisies is doing more than her. At least they're pushing up the mother freaking flowers and grass above them. So it has to get mowed all the time. She ain't even doing that. Unbelievable. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. She reminds you of one of them old movies where the big lazy person's laying around, you know, and a family will tell them to do something. They say, "Oh, Paul, do I gotta do it? Do I gotta do it right now, Paul? I'm just so tired, Paul." You're tired all the fucking time. I know, but do I gotta do it? Why can't you do it? That's what the fuck she reminds me of. Right? Straight up, it's the truth.
Was seeing what they could do, but they would like pictures of her having that jacket or the sweater.
It's the picture in the memory box. Yes.
Did you send me? You say that there's pictures of her having that jacket or the sweater.
And that right there tells you. What does that tell you? The way Don's talking, that tells you that they're supposed to keep those clothes hid. That tells you that Don was under the assumption that no one knew about those clothes. As far as they was concerned, those clothes were missing with Summer. They didn't give them to law enforcement. They act like they didn't have anything except the old dirty pair of shorts out of the dirty clothes basket. They didn't offer it up to law enforcement. They didn't even let law enforcement know about it. Don was, convinced that this is what she had on. This is, this is what it's gone, it's gone with her. They're hidden. He was under his assumption these clothes was hidden and nobody knowed about them. And he was like, they have what? He was shocked to hear someone had or found these clothes. He's like, how the hell they do that? Nobody's supposed to have those. Yeah.
It's the picture in the memory box. Yes.
The picture in the memory box.
I mean, the jacket in the memory box. Yeah, the picture of it.
The picture of it in the memory box?
Yes.
No, he knew about Candace having this stuff. Don knew everything. Because he said Summer had on a beautiful dress. He said she had on a beautiful dress. He tried to tell you how she was dressed. He wanted everybody to know that Summer was not put away in that school outfit. He wanted everyone to know that Summer had on a beautiful dress when she was put away. Wherever she's at, she had a beautiful dress on. Right? He said he used a dream. He used a dream to let you know what she was wearing. He said, I had a dream that I seen Summer. And I said, Summer, where you been? And she said, just down the road. And he said that she had this beautiful dress on. And that was to make himself feel better. that they had put something, you know, Candace told him, I took her out of that stuff and put a dress on her, you know, and to make, you know, they wanted to make themselves feel better about least putting her in a tote with a dress on. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. And they kept the other clothes because Candace didn't want to let it go. She didn't want to let it go. She wanted to be able to hold that memory of how fucking evil she was and she could be.
Is there any pictures that you can send to my phone? Because we called our private investigators, they're seeing what they could do, but they would like us. Okay, what does a memory box mean? Does that mean?
It's the box that somebody that tell Candace to hold up for a minute and I'll explain to you. Okay.
You want to talk to her? You want to talk to her? Talk to her. Here, I got my Bluetooth. I'm gonna give her my Bluetooth.
All right.
See, Candace knew. Candace already knew what happened. She already knew. She knew she took that stuff there. She knew that lady went through it. Kathy, the friend, had got into her stuff and found the stuff. And Candace, like, let me talk to her.
Hey, Kathy told me it was the memory box that somebody that, you know, supported you guys, not, you know what I mean, supported you emotionally.
It's got Paw Patrol on it and stuff like that.
Well, I don't know. I can't see the outside of the box. All you can see is Summer's name on the front of it.
Yeah, it's got a picture of, I think, Chase's burnt in the box and all that stuff, like Marshall and Paw Patrol up there all burnt into it.
Yeah, it's burnt into the wood, yeah.
And then I know she's also got the family picture that Robin made there too that's got my stuff and probably some other stuff that she took out of my stuff.
Well, now when she sent it.
Did you hear that?
Some other stuff that she took out of my stuff.
Well,
other stuff she took out of my tote. She took out of my tote.
Now when she sent it to me, that was before you and her were into it, and she has from day one that I met her or I started talking to her. I always supported you, always.
Right.
But I had asked her, I had messaged her and asked her for some pictures that wasn't already out there to put on Summer's birthday video. And she sent me a few of the pictures, like a picture of the rock that you painted for Summer when y'all were camping.
Yeah, I remember that.
She told me about the little cross, you know, the little cross that's on the rock that you found. Yeah. And she had sent me just a picture of the memory box, and it's open, it's showing hair bows and stuff like that.
Yeah, I want that so bad.
Well, she had told me that you had left it up there for safekeeping until you could find Summer.
No, that's not true at all. Because when I went up there the last time to get my stuff, it was not in my tote that I had.
See? When I went to get my trunk, it was not in my tote. So that shows you Candace likes to put stuff in totes. And what was missing? What was missing off of Ben Hill Road when Summer went missing off of Ben Hill Road? Well, the black tote, right? The black tote that was in the picture behind Summer and Marlena Crawford's little girl was missing. They took a picture, and here at Granny's camper was a black tote that absolutely disappeared when Summer disappeared. Candace loves to store things in totes, right? So wherever Summer is, and not only that, But Benny Keys came out, and he got all flustered and shit, and he was like, talking about PG was talking about, the thing, and he was making, he's holding his hands wide, and he's holding, how you would if you were, trying to describe, a box or tote, or, he's holding his hands out, and he's holding them, in every direction, and he's a container. And see, that's what I'm saying. Men. Cotton Simpson said it was a box. Benny Keys called it a container. Because freaking men very few men call a tote a tote. Women call them totes because we have the regular totes, and we have our tote bags, and, so we're all into the tote. But men, they don't ever seem to call a tote a tote. They call it everything but that. You can stand there and you can argue with one. What box did you want? It's not a box. It's a tote. A what? All I see up here is a bunch of boxes. You idiot. Boxes are made of cardboard. Totes are made of plastic. Right? Oh. Okay, there's a few of them up here too. Which one you want? That's the conversation with men. Right?
And I was wondering what happened to that, because I looked all over the house and I couldn't find it.
Well, so was Summer, because from the first time something was said about what she was wearing the day she went missing, it said a pink shirt and gray pants. So I assumed the jacket got took off of her, right?
The jacket was never on her when she went.
That's what I'm.
The jacket wasn't ever on her when she went missing. The jacket was on her in the vehicle. And it was chilly that day. I mean, it wasn't hot at all. It was chilly. And Summer didn't ever get out of the vehicle. She didn't ever get out of the vehicle. We all know that. How? How do we know it? Because the boys kept saying, they told Jody Sue, we thought she's at the swing. They told the flute player, we thought she's at the swing. We thought she's outside. We thought she's outside. That told us that the boys didn't ever see Summer come inside. They just assumed she'd been outside the whole time. They were so busy, they're so busy grabbing. They might have thought she already got something to eat at a restaurant or got something to eat somewhere else. They were so busy attacking that food and playing game machines, they didn't even think about her. They just assumed she got out of the vehicle and was somewhere outside the whole time. And okay. Like every day of the week, she's just fine. Nothing wrong. They had no idea. These kids had no idea that their sister, they had no idea Candace was putting her phone on the back of Don's truck and leaving in Candace's vehicle down to Fred Hill's house, where I don't know what all took place. And then following Chad Arnold out of Ben Hill Road onto Beach Creek. Going somewhere with Summer in the vehicle. And that was between 4:30 and 5:30. Candace came back up on the hill around 5:30-ish. And started gaslighting everybody up. She calls Dawn at 6:09. So she went somewhere. She was gone somewhere. for over an hour. For over an hour. Wherever Summer is, it was like an hour and some minutes. It's got to be within an hour and some minutes radius of Ben Hill Road. It couldn't be too far because Candace had to be able to get there, do whatever they done, and then get back within like an hour and some minutes.
I'm saying she had it on in the truck and then she didn't have it on her when she got gone.
Right. She got too hot, so she took it off.
Lisa,
Well,
I'll play the whole
anyways,
thing
that's what
for
I
you
was
again,
saying because I
sweetie.
made a video
I'll
yesterday
play
trying
the
to
whole
figure
thing
out where
for
the
you
jacket
again.
was
I think
at.
you're right that she said something about
Because
two
they
outfits.
reported a pink shirt and gray pants, but they didn't say anything about the pink and gray jacket. So I was trying to figure out where that was at. And then when I was looking through, somebody had said something, and when I was looking through those pictures, that jacket is in that.
Actually, the shirt that was under that jacket was inside that box too. The shirt that was underneath this jacket was inside that box.
Memory box.
Right. Sorry, I got a text message on my phone. I just want my stuff back. I don't care about whatever.
I just want my stuff back. I don't care. Whatever. Whatever. Candace knew her ass was busted right there. She knew her dirty, dark little secret had just came out. Her and Don had a whole lot of dirty, dark little secrets, right? During this whole thing, they've carried a bunch of dirty, dark secrets that basically prove they're guilty as fucking hell, in my opinion. It proves they're guilty as fucking hell. A blind man could see it. Why they ain't in prison, I don't know. I have no fucking idea. I'm still working on that. Right? It's bullshit. It's bullshit. I can't believe they got away with essaying these kids and just had to sign the kids over to the state to walk free. I can't believe that they got a daughter completely missing and they're telling law enforcement where she isn't, which tells everybody they know where she is, and they wasn't prosecuted for that either. What the hell does it take to get prosecuted in Tennessee? What the fuck does it take? I don't know. I have no damn clue. Because everybody that seems to be getting prosecuted, even if they take them to jail, in a couple of days they go home. Right? No matter what they did. No matter what they did. Very few, very, very few. Like, very few end up getting any time at all.
Pictures of her having that jacket or the sweater?
It's the picture in the memory box, yes.
Did you send me, you say that there's pictures of her having that jacket or the sweater?
It's the picture in the memory box, yes.
The picture in the memory box?
I mean, the jacket in the memory box, yeah, the picture of it.
The picture of it in the memory box?
Yes.
Is there any pictures that you can send to my phone? Because we called our private investigators, they're seeing what they could do, but they would like us. Okay, what does a memory box mean? Does that mean
It's the box that somebody that tell Candace to hold up for a minute and I'll explain to you. Okay.
You want to talk to us? You want to talk to her? Talk to her. Here, I got my Bluetooth. I'm gonna give her my Bluetooth.
All right.
Make me call. I don't understand. Don't bring me call. Hello?
Hey, Kathy told me it was the memory box that somebody that, supported you guys, not, you know what I mean, supported you emotionally.
It's got the Paw Patrol on it and stuff like that.
Well, I don't know. I can't see the outside of the box. All you can see is Summer's name on the front of it.
Yeah, it's got a picture of, I think, Chase's burnt in the box and all that stuff, like Marshall and Paw Patrol up there all burnt into it.
Yeah, it's burnt into the wood, yeah.
And then I know she's also got the family picture that Robin made there too that's got my stuff and probably some other stuff that she took out of my stuff.
Well, now when she sent it,
and she said there's 2 pictures. She said some pictures too that Robin made. It wasn't outfits. She said pictures. Is that what you was talking about? Because that's what she said. Yeah, she was talking about pictures, 2 pictures. I thought she said outfits too, but it was pictures. Anyway. I also understood that Benny Keys, he's been, advocating for the Wells as well. He likes to advocate for the Wells. I don't know why. I have no idea. Benny really surprised, he really surprised me from what I thought he was to what I had faced that he truly was. And unbelievable. But you want to run your mouth, Benny? You really are one of those people that want to run your mouth?
At night, I stay up and I'll watch this. I watch YouTube and all these other things, and I just kind of follow and listen. I never comment. I never talk to people, none of that stuff. So I was sitting here one day, and my husband calls me, and he says, I need to tell you something. I said, okay, is there something wrong? He says, no, there's nothing wrong. He says, but you know that Summer Wills case that you've been following? I said, yeah. I said, what about it? He said, well, he said, the guy that I work with is actually dating the social worker that's involved with this case. And I was like, oh, did you get that? He's sitting here beside me.
Oh, he's sitting next to you. No, I didn't hear him. What did he say?
He is.
Can you? Hey, how you?
She's not just the social worker controlling the case, but she is controlling the youngest child of the Wells, of the boys. She's actually like she's a psychologist, social worker. She works for CPS, but she's also a licensed therapist as well.
Okay.
Right. So he I don't know if the other children, but I know that he is actually in what they call an Isaiah house. And this child, she says that he just kind of stares at walls and he doesn't talk much, and he's just kind of zoned out majority of his day. So they have a hard.
Yeah.
So I get on the phone with him and I start asking him, what do you know about this? And he's like, well, she's dead. I said, well, how do you know that? He said, because my girlfriend is the social worker that deals with the youngest child. He's in what they call an Isaiah. The Wells both.
Oh, Benny. And I cut a lot out. Because they went into great detail of, some real great detail of, what was going on with the boys, mentally and so forth and so on. But I cut a lot out. And that is, you know, that is not our business. That wasn't our business. What, you know, that wasn't our business. That was, you know, contained to the boys only with the psychologist and the foster family they were with that eventually adopted them, and that does not apply, or that just doesn't, you know, I'm not going to play that kind of stuff. But I brought this out because Benny wants to run his mouth about, you know, he thinks that Candace's, who and what Candace Bly is, and who and what Dawn Wells is, and what they're capable of doing should be kept in the dark. He wants to protect them. He wants to protect them from people seeing proof of truly what they are and how dangerous it is to take any child around them. Benny did not care about saving other children, showing proof to save other people the misery that these children went through. But he wants to bring out on his live all, you know, the location of the boys, all the, you know, all the trauma that, you know, went on between the psychologist and these boys during that time. And, you know, their real personal inside information that should not be exposed. He wanted to expose it. But something that should have been exposed because it protects other people, other children, because it's proof, solid proof of what these people are and what they have done. He wanted to keep in the dark. Yeah. Shut up. Shut your pie hole, Benny. Just shut your pie hole. You are one to talk. What you was doing right there for your click, likes, and views was sinful. Was sinful and none of your damn business. But you thought that what is our business out here, to keep our children safe away from people like that, and other people's children safe away from people like that, should be hidden away. Fuck you. You were not protecting the boys at all when it benefited you, right? When it benefited you and your click, likes, and views, you didn't care to be exposing stuff that truly wasn't anyone's business. And I got the whole thing. I got the whole entire thing, Benny. This is just a clip. I just brought a clip. But I got it all. And I could show everybody exactly what the hell you were exposing. I'd be more than glad to show all what you were exposing. If you want to run your face this way again. Stay on your side of the tracks, Benny. Okay? We'll be fine. Stay on your side of the track. The cowardly side. The side you belong at. The side that when your ass got in trouble, you fucking You fucking told everything, right? You told everything. You came down on everybody. Everybody's supposed to have their back. You carried the ass. You wasn't willing to take your punishment alone. You had to go and freaking turn other people to get your own ass out of everything and run. How many states away to hide behind mommy's skirt? Won't you take your ass back up into Michigan? Won't you take that ass back up into Michigan? You're a coward, man. You want to act hard and you want to act like you're somebody. You want to act like you're a hood, a big, hood boy and all this stuff. You man. Trust me. The gold hanging off of you, dude, was nothing but all show. That's it. All fucking show. That's it. You motherfucking didn't deserve any of it. What was hanging off of you wasn't real. Your ass was all fucking fake. Still are. You want to talk about a motherfucker do anything for $1? That's you, Benny. That's you. Man, you have no honor. You have no fucking honor at all. People that have real honor, no matter what they're doing, they take their own blame and they keep everybody else the fuck out of it. You're a piece of shit. Just saying. And I know how big of a piece of shit. Trust and believe that. I know how big of a piece of shit. Don't talk to me at all. Man, it took me about 5 minutes to figure out who and what the fuck you was from day one. Yeah, he can go sniff the pissy pillow. He can go hug and squeeze it and kiss it and snuggle up to it and wish Candace was there again. Right? That's exactly what the fuck he can do. Yeah, I don't want to hear none of these fucking losers like Benny, Donna's and Candace's, Tim Mullins. I want to hear none of the Nana for life. All fucking losers. All losers, man. These motherfuckers, I'm going to tell you, they're selfish, self-seeking, self-centered. Everything's about them. They ain't about nobody else. They don't know how to be about anybody else because they're too busy being for themselves. You don't need fucking people like that in your life. They're evil. They're just pure fucking evil. They have all to gain, and the only one that has anything to lose will be you if you fuck with them. Just saying. Be smarter. Be smarter, don't work harder. That's the key. All right, you guys. PG's heading out of here. We all, today's Monday. This is the start of it. And tomorrow, it's going to feel like the start again. You got to get past Wednesday. To start to start, I can't even start my happy dance until after Wednesday. I feel like if I start my happy dance before Wednesday, I might break a hip. I'd be trying to work too hard to break a move and probably break a hip. So I got to wait till after Wednesday, when I get real excited for the weekend, then I can bust a move. I don't know why, but after Wednesday, it's like, everything, all your joints and everything loosen up for some reason. You start feeling good again. But up until then, it's like, man, you're just dragging. Right? You're dragging, regretting it. It's like right now you think you got a whole week to go, a whole week of work, a whole week of cooking, a whole week of everything. It hits after Wednesday, you're like, I got freaking 1 day to go. 1 day to go. It's Friday, right? You start getting excited on Thursday because it's coming Friday, and you get excited on Friday because the weekend's here, and you're like freedom. You want to go scream it from the top of every mountain. Yeah. But right now, I ain't feeling like screaming from no mountain. Not anything good anyway. All right. I don't think nobody want to hear me from the top of a mountain right now, because it wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be good stuff. It would be some stuff, but it ain't going to be good. And hopefully, if I am up there screaming like that, nobody I dislike standing around. Right? That's the truth. But anyway, PG's going to head out of here and get some rest, and I pray that you guys get some rest as well. And I appreciate every last one of you sticking with me tonight. I know I come in late and everything, and I appreciate, you don't know how much I appreciate you guys understanding, that I'm running full days and doing a whole lot. Little man keeps me busy. Yeah, I don't have to tell you guys that. You've been there. I'm busy. And I wish I wasn't that busy, but I am. And I'm going to tell you guys something. He's worth every second of it. He is worth every man. He is so beautiful. Beautiful. The most beautiful little thing you ever seen. He's got such a cartoon. He's got such a little cartoon smile and laugh. It is perfect. It is perfect. God does not make mistakes. I'm going to tell you, he don't make mistakes. Everyone is just the way you're made, just like God wanted you. And I'm going to tell you, you ever feel like people can't love you for who you truly are? Then you got the wrong people around you. You got the wrong people around you. That's all I got to say. Because God don't make mistakes. Don't ever blame yourself for anything. It ain't you. It ain't about you. It's about them. You need to understand that and live your life to the fullest. To the fullest. Tell them to get out of the way. Be happy. Be happy whether they want you to or not. This ain't their life. It's yours. Live it. That's all I can tell people. But I'm going to tell you what. I don't ever go out of here without asking that you keep those prayers going up for Summer Moon Utah Wells. Keep them going up for this little girl, from our lips to God's ears. In the name of his son, Jesus Christ, keep praying. That little girl needs us. And at some point, God's going to answer. I think he has. I think he has in a lot of ways. And he's going to continue until we find her. I'm sure. Why? Because Jesus said, when you pray, know that you've already received whatever you're praying for, and it shall be done. That's why. So keep those prayers going up. Keep them going up for her brothers. Keep them going up for Michael, Sebastian, Jack and Lily, Elijah, Emmanuel, Genesis, Nancy. Keep them going up for all these missing people. They all need to be found, brought home, justice served. They all need our prayers. So let us pray. Amen. Keep them going up for one another. Family that prays together stays together. And God made us a family. He made us a family for these missing kids. He put us all together as one for these missing children. And we become a family. So pray for one another as well. And know that PG is always praying for you. Good night, everybody. God bless. Much, much love.